Welcome everyone to part 2 of the Awakening Your Inner Connection meditation. Just the same as last week, we will be going for about 40 to 60 minutes. Just a little note though, before we begin, this is a healing meditation. It's like receiving an energy healing. At the same time, there will be a slight guided journey in it. And as part of the healing section part of this meditation is your guides are going to be coming in and they're going to be doing some work on you as part of this meditation. And you may find through parts of this meditation that you drift off or you fall asleep. This isn't a bad thing. This is actually a really good thing because it means you're receiving a deeper clearing. And when they're finished doing the things that they do, you'll pop back in and you'll probably hear my voice again. So don't be concerned or judge yourself if you think, oh, I'm falling asleep in these meditations, because it's quite normal. It happens. It happens to me as well, although not when I'm channeling them, but all good. So this meditation is completely channeled. I don't usually know what's going to come through fully until it comes through, but I do have a bit of a sense of what we're doing. Sorry, one moment. So it takes me about 1 to 2 minutes to get fully into channel and begin the meditation. So while I'm getting ready, feel free to sit back and set some intentions for what you'd like to receive in this meditation. And enjoy. So we're going to be bringing through a lot of energy in this meditation. So to begin, we're going to begin with grounding, getting us really grounded and anchored into the earth so that we can be present to the best of our abilities and really have a deeper clearing, knowing we're not going to float off somewhere, but that we're still very anchored and very present in our bodies, even if we do drift off. And so to begin, just imagine now that your entire day or night, whatever time it is for you, all that energy that you've accumulated throughout the day, it's like there's been a buildup of energy as you've been busy doing this and that. Imagine that's all starting to move down through you, through your feet below, down into the earth. And it's like you're sending energy down. Just really visualize sending a lot of energy down through your legs, through your feet, or if you're sitting, just down through your torso, straight down into the earth. And imagine now that you're also beginning to grow roots, that the part of you that is touching the surface below is growing roots down deeper, deeper into the earth. And these roots are going to really grow and stretch really, really long. And just imagine that the earth is receiving these roots. And she's not just receiving these roots, but she's actually supporting you to pull them down, so that she's pulling them down until they reach the center of the earth, where she, almost we could say, wraps them up, ties them in a little bit of a knot, and really, really connects them into the core of the earth. And as these roots are getting really connected to the core of the earth, imagine now that there is a stream of light from the sun that is flowing through you and going through those roots down into the earth. And as they reach the center of the earth, it's like when the two energies combine, the center of the earth and the sun, it's almost like a match has been lit and there's a spark of light. And it sort of lights up an area around the center of the earth. But this light isn't just any ordinary light. It's got a bit of fire to it. It's got a bit of energy. This is no ordinary light. It's a deeply transformative light, and it is here to clear away any energies that no longer serve you, that are needing to be released before we go deeper into this meditation. So now imagine that this light, this activated light, is moving up through these roots, And as they move up through these roots into your body, imagine them just going to the exact location they need to go to release and unlock any energies that need releasing and clearing down into the earth. So these little light activations are really coming up and just releasing bits and pieces of energy. It could be around you. You might feel it release around you, and you might feel it release somewhere inside of you. And as this continues, there's more light, more of these light activations that's coming into your heart. And more of them are coming up and coming into your heart. And they're really activating your heart. And as these little bubbles and bursts of light is moving into your heart is starting to open and it's starting to shift. And the first thing these light activations are doing is they're clearing any energies that believe, think, or feel, or know, or mostly just believe that I can't feel. I can't feel as much as I want. I can't feel anything. I can't feel my spirit guides. I can't feel very well. I'm not a feeler. Any beliefs around I can't feel that are blocked up in this heart chakra area that are ready to be released are starting to clear. And there may be some fears here around I can't feel because I don't want to feel. I'm afraid to feel. It's scary to feel. I might feel too much. It might be overwhelming to feel too much. So there's some fears coming up here. And for some of you, it may be more than others. And this is really around our clairsentience, our capacity to feel, to psychically, intuitively feel. And we're going to do some deeper clearing on this because it is something that is a really helpful gift in feeling our spirit guides and feeling what's going on. And your spirit guides are now reassuring you that by releasing these deeper fears and opening up this heart chakra, you're not going to feel anything bad or scary or traumatizing. And they're really reassuring you that what is opening in your heart is the capacity to feel things safely. Because you are only going to feel that which is safe for you to feel. And they're saying that if you are having this opening happening on a deeper level, to feel what is safe for you to feel, even if it feels uncomfortable, they really want to reassure you that you're feeling it because you can handle it. You've got skills, you've got wisdom, you've got clarity. You know how to discern, you know how to understand, and you know that it's not yours. And you can create a sense of separation. Okay, I feel that, but it's not mine. It's not mine. I don't have to take it on. I don't have to own it. I don't have to do anything with it. Because what's coming in is this belief that you don't have to do anything with what you feel. It is simply knowledge and information. Because by clearing out this deeper sense of feeling, we are not turning ourselves into sponges, feeling and absorbing more. We are turning ourselves more into a sieve where the energies, that which we feel it, and then it releases out of us. It flows out of us. It flows through us. And any beliefs that you have to hold on to anything that you feel, any vows, contracts, and agreements you may have made across all time, space, and dimensions, choosing to believe that you have to hold on to, clear, transmute, shift anything that you feel from others. Because this ultimately isn't our responsibility. We are merely only responsible for ourselves. So there is this deeper clearing happening to not just clear the feeling, the sense of what we feel, and to be able to feel more safely, but also to really make it clear to ourselves that that which we feel, it's not our responsibility to take it on. It is only our responsibility to feel it and to let it pass through us. And as we are experiencing this deeper heart clearing, for those of you who are receiving an upgrade to that which you feel, how much you feel, what you feel, this upgrade, this additional energy is now being anchored and grounded. But there's something else as part of this, because another thing that is happening in your heart area, is your capacity to have a better understanding of what you're feeling, to be able to better translate into understandable context that which you are feeling from your external environment as well as from what you are feeling within. So as part of this deeper, more sensitive feeling comes more clarity. And as this is going through this shift, your soul star chakra that's just above your head is now being activated, and it is being connected down now to your heart. And it is bringing in and it is dropping in a higher awareness of that which you are feeling. And this pathway between the higher awareness, the knowing, so to speak, as well as the feeling, are being more strongly interconnected, so that with feeling comes knowing. And while they continue to work on this area, they're now doing a deeper clearing on your soul star as well as your crown chakra to really activate this knowing, this higher knowing, this higher wisdom. And so some work now is being done to your claircognizance, your intuitive knowing. And in your crown chakra, and for some of you in your soul star chakras, there are some deeper beliefs being cleared out now that are around, I don't want to know what's going to happen in case something bad happens. I don't want to know what this means in case it's something bad. There's some deeper fears here of what might happen if we know too much. And so those fears that are present, that have attached themselves to your claircognizance in relation to higher guidance from your spirit teams, from your higher self, these fears are being cleared away. And we're breaking all vows, contracts, and agreements we may have made across all time, space, and dimensions, choosing to believe that. In order to receive clear guidance from our spirit teams, we have to hear the good with the bad. And with the bad comes great heaviness, burden, troubles, pain, and suffering. And any beliefs around this that we must experience this, take this on, or live this. And we release all this and we let it all go. And we allow our guides to come in and work on that claircognizant connection with them specifically. They're coming in now and surrounding you. And they're doing some specific individualized work on you right now to improve your specific claircognizant connection with them, as well as your higher self. And for many of you, they're almost, we could say, rebuilding the connection, strengthening the connection, rewiring the connection, so that you have a better, clearer connection. And while this is happening, they're also expanding this connection down to your third eye, as well as your ears, both your inner ears and your outer ears, your clairvoyance, as well as your clairaudience. And they're linking them all together. And the intention is to make the four of them more efficient in the way they work together. And we're clearing away any beliefs that we don't know how to operate all of our intuitive senses at the same time. Due to beliefs such as it's too much energy, it's too overwhelming, it's too much information, it's too confusing. And as we release that energy, we're dropping in the higher awareness, the higher knowing as to how you are built, how all of these psychic senses are connected in you. And there's more rewiring happening now to your clairaudience. And for some of you, it's almost as if there's a radio dial in your ears that's being fine-tuned to get a better, clear connection better, clear sound. And they remind you that for some of you, clairaudience is an external thing. But for most of you, clairaudience is an internal thing. That you hear thoughts, you hear sentences, you hear words, you hear phrases inside of you. And that they aren't the same as your own thoughts. They have a specific, separate, different frequency. And what we're doing right now is we're fine-tuning those two frequencies, the frequency between your everyday thoughts and the frequency in which your spirit guides communicate to you internally. And it's as if we are defining those two frequencies. It's like clicking the bold button so that one stands out more. So that it is easier to differentiate the difference, the subtle difference between our thoughts and a message from our guides and our higher guidance. And we're just going to allow this retuning one more moment, and then we're going to put it to the test. And while we're preparing for this, we're calling in our guides now to come and step around us and to connect in with you the way they wish to connect in. And one guide, or perhaps a few of them, are stepping forward and coming really close with the intention to send you a message. And they're preparing your mind, preparing the space. So first of all, they want you to think about your favorite color. So take a moment to think about your favorite color. And think about, what thought did you have? Oh, perhaps it's this color or that color. Now they want you to just take that color and allow it to leave your mind. Just release that color from your mind and empty your mind so that you don't see any colors. Now ask your spirit guide to tell you a color, to drop in a color. You might see it, you might feel it, you might know it, you might hear it. But intend for them to drop it in as a thought and see how that feels. Allow it to drop in and then sit with that energy. How does this color feel compared to the last one? The last one was a color you conjured up with your mind. This color is a color that's been gifted to you from spirit. It has energy around it because this color is an energy frequency that you are needing right now. It is a specific chosen for you color. And there is energy around this. You are being shown this color for a reason. So see how it feels. And then think about the color you thought of before. And feel into the energy of the color you thought of versus this color your guides are sending you. Can you feel the difference between the two? It's subtle, but one has more power and more feeling. It has energy around it. It's more alive. You might sense a bit of a buzzing around it. And they want you to just sit with this energy of this color that they've sent you, because they want you to recognize and remember what it sounds, looks, and feels like. So that in the future, when they drop in more messages, you'll be better able to recognize the energy. And now that we have completed this exercise, your guides are coming in to do just a bit more work around this. They might be fine-tuning a few more pathways, clearing out a few things just to refine it even more based on what you experienced. And they're clearing out any beliefs that are essentially that guidance, it needs to be loud in order for me to hear it or trust it. As well as guidance is so soft and subtle, it's impossible to tell the difference. It's impossible to know if it's guidance or my mind. Any of these beliefs are now clearing away. And they're being replaced with the belief that I know the difference. I can tell the difference easily and clearly between my mind and intuitive guidance. I know and feel, see, and hear the difference. And I trust in my capacity to follow it and receive it. I trust in my capacity to receive it. Receive it clearly, receive it easily. Despite what I may be going through, despite what I may be feeling, despite how open or closed my energy may be, and as they're finishing this fine-tuning process, imagine now that the area between your throat, your pineal gland, pituitary gland in the center of your brain, as well as your soul star chakra, the pathway is opening up. And there's some light that's starting to drop in. And this light that's dropping in is another activation. Just follow this light and see where it wants to go. It may stay in your head area, and it may travel somewhere else. And once it's reached its destination, allow it to just do what it needs to do. This activation is activating your capacity to receive higher guidance more clearly in a conscious state. So when you're awake, when you're out and about moving around, when your eyes are wide open, as opposed to eyes closed tuning in, it's an activation to be able to receive more clear guidance when you are fully awake, fully conscious, and living out your everyday life. And it may be that your feeling is heightened, or your hearing is heightened, or that certain senses are heightened. But one sense in particular is receiving a heightening. And you can ask your guides what sense is receiving this heightening. Maybe your hearing, your feeling, your knowing. But just trust that when you're in a conscious, awake state, this sense has been heightened, and as a result, you will receive more clarity and guidance from that particular sense when you are conscious and busy. Knowing it is coming in this form more easily, you can trust it when it comes. And there is more clearing that we're going to do on your psychic senses. But first, we're going on a little bit of a journey. Imagine now that in the space that you're in, your guides are sending you a vehicle, a mode of transportation. And allow yourself to climb on board, climb in, climb on, move through this mode of transportation and allow it to take you. You're being sent on a little journey. Your mode of transportation is, first of all, now that you're climbed into it, is first of all traveling down into the earth below. And it's linking in to a space within the earth, almost as if there's a little cave dug out somewhere inside of the earth that is just for you. Now, this cave is below somewhere on the physical earth. And you're going to be receiving some of the energies of this particular place. You may be below a country. You may be below a particular sacred space or a mountain, a landmark. And in this little cave, you're receiving the energies from the surface. But more importantly, you're receiving the energies from below the surface. The energy from below the surface that is feeding the energy on the surface. This is the pure form of the energy that hasn't necessarily been tampered or dirtied or affected by the people on the surface. So you're receiving a pure, clean form of this energy. And the energies you're receiving is going to be unique to each of you. But there's something in this location that you need. And just know that this cave, this place that you're at, is connected into the ley lines in the planet. The energy pathways within the earth. And in this space, there's a gift for you. Your guides may hand it to you. It may just be something in front of you. Next to the gift, there is a key. So we invite you to pick up the gift, have a look at the gift, and ask the gift where it wishes to go. what it is, what it does, and where it wishes to go. And as you pick up the key, hold on to the key because we're going to be taking the key somewhere else. Now, this cave that you're in, it has different crystals, gemstones. It has some healing energies that's kind of embedded into the walls. And they're saying that this current space that you're in, it's like a preparatory space. The space is preparing you for where we're going next. It's connecting you into the specific energies you're needing for the next part of the journey. And just allow yourself to receive. And part of what is happening here is you're being plugged in and connected in to earth energy, deeper, more subtle, below the surface earth energies. And these earth energies are here to really support you to get better clarity for yourself. Because the energies in the earth are not just supportive of you, but of the planet as a whole. Knowing that you are all interconnected as one. You're all here on this one planet. And what is happening here is you're being plugged into more of this interconnectedness. To be able to feel and experience more of this interconnectedness. To open up more opportunities for more synchronicities, more flow in your day. So that you don't feel like you're bumping into people or going against the grain, pushing against things, but are rather flowing around each other. These energies that you're receiving now are like a current, like a river current. They're going to carry you down the river. Much easier, smoother. So that it's easier to feel that flow. And that when you do fight the flow, the current will feel so much stronger. It will make more sense. It'll be much more clear what you need to do. let go, and follow the flow. These energies are bringing much more smooth flow. Making it easier for you to simply just be in flow. And any beliefs that you have to push, you have to fight, you have to work really hard for things to flow, are now being cleared and released out of your system. Because with a greater sense of flow comes greater opportunities, better opportunities, more aligned opportunities. And as this flow is starting to really flow through you, if you've stepped out of your transportation, step back into it and allow this current, this flow, to take you to your next destination. Just imagine you're riding the waves of energy. You might be remaining somewhere inside of the earth, or you may be coming back up to the surface. You might be even going out to the stars. But allow the flow to take you to where you need to go. And when you arrive at that destination, you're being welcomed back home. Imagine that there are many, many beings of light that are standing, waiting there to greet you. Some of these are your guides, and some of these are just, we could say, help and support. These ones that we can call on at any time. They're welcoming you back home because they say this is a place that is home. You have many homes, and you've had many homes. You've lived in many different physical locations. But this is a different kind of a home. You may or may not have physically lived in this location you are now at, but energetically, this is home. And it is a place, even though it may feel outside of you, it is a place that is connected to a part of inside of you. And it is the place that reminds you of home. And once you're settled into this home, knowing that you have many homes, some of these beings of light are stepping forward and coming closer, and they're placing their hands on your third eye, your crown, and other parts, activating certain chakras, turning on certain energy centers. And they're really activating this sense of home inside of you. To come back home to yourself. To come back home to your spiritual connection within yourself. And they're really showing and reminding you of how connected you are, not just to yourself, but to the whole universe. And for some of you, you're receiving some activations now to really awaken a remembrance of places you've been, clearing away energies around all of those times you felt lost in your life. Lost and feeling disconnected from that home, that place of inner guidance. Because it was merely just a belief. It may have been a belief that came from within you, or a belief that came to you, which you believed to be truth. That you were disconnected from your home. That it is even possible to be disconnected from your home. And they're bringing in this remembrance that we are always home. We will always be guided. We will always be connected. And if for any reason we feel disconnected in the future, we can know that it is temporary. And that we have the power to shift and clear that. And they're really working on this place to really strengthen this sense of home. So that when you walk away from this meditation, you feel more at home in yourself and more at home with your guidance and your inner connection. Because your guides and that higher guidance is an extension of you. It is connected to you. It is part of your home. And as they're just finishing off this journey, they have one more destination. So just allow these guides to just finish off what they're doing. They may give you a hug, or they may just simply say goodbye and take a step back. Send them your gratitude and your love for their support and assistance in showing you and reminding you of that home. And when you're ready, get back into your transport. And with that key that you picked up in that first location, put the key in front of you and allow the flow and the key to guide you to where that key needs to go, where it needs to fit. And you're being taken now to a new location. And when you arrive, you'll be shown a place where the key goes, because the key is here to unlock something. It may be an external place or an internal place. It's unlocking a gift, an energy, or a piece of information or maybe something else, but it's unlocking something special and something unique for you. So just take a few moments to really sit with what's being unlocked and allow yourself to feel it, to know it, to really truly experience it. And just allow the energy of what is unfolding to just move through you, to go where it needs to go, and anchor down into the earth. And if it needs to be turned on, intend for it to be turned on. And when you're ready, step back into that mode of transportation. And allow it to gently bring you back into the room that you're in, into the present day, the present time, the present space. And when you've come back into this present moment, feel the energy just start to ground through you, sink down into the earth. As you become more centered, and imagine that you are so centered, there is a stream of light, a flow of light between you and the earth and between you and the sun, and they're all interconnected. Energy is moving through you in both directions. Energy is flowing down and energy is flowing up. And just feel that energy that's flowing down and up expand out of you. And your guides are just doing some final touches to your energy to begin to seal the energy work we've done today, as well as do any preparations required to support you to have a smooth integration so that you're not too tired, so that you don't feel too heavy or lethargic, so that you can integrate with ease and grace and start to receive so much more. And when you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and gently just take your time coming back into the room, back into the present moment. And when you're ready, open your eyes.